Good afternoon and welcome to Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. My name is Ronnie Lloyd Nanos and I'll be your host today. And this is the virgin episode of Take One. It's the only virgin here today, I'm sure. But welcome, Las Vegas. It's a nice hot day in Vegas, as you can see in the background here. It looks really hot, right? Right, it's hot in Vegas. Today, our guests are a plethora of artists in the Vegas community that are involved in so many things, from burlesque, live theater, film, and I'm really excited to do this today. And what's different about Take One as opposed to any other kind of entertainment interview show in Vegas? Well, for me, it's actually a chance to speak candidly and discuss the real issues and real things that happen. Again, we're here to, yes, elevate and do some wonderful things and talk about art and talk about entertainment. But we also want it to be a show that people watch and learn something, such as the ins and outs and the plus and minuses of the industry. And our first guests here are currently the producers of the Golden Legends Championship Challenge, which is having its first time being done in Las Vegas. Their names are Bones and Gabby. So, hi Bones and Gabby, how are you all today?
I'm good. Thank you for having us, Ron.
Welcome, and guys, you are the first two. You're here to pop my cherry today.
Well, you're popping mine.
Yes, awesome. But again, I wanted to invite you all on to let's get all the stuff out of it. Let's talk about what you're doing this week here in Las Vegas.
This week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we are having the 9th annual Golden Legends Champion Challenge. And what this is about is we take some of the top some of the top performers, we ask them to mentor for us, and they take some of the best up-and-comers and performers in the industry that want to up their game. They mentor them in burlesque, but something that's unique is that act is a never-before-seen act. It's hard enough to debut a new act after you've rehearsed it over and over, but to do something that you've never put on a stage before is almost really
For
hard.
competition, because usually a lot of people do it 3 or 4 times in a bar, at least minimum, before they take it somewhere else.
Oh, absolutely. Coming as a performer, I know I come from that perspective. And very often when I create a new number, I usually don't feel like I've even hit its groove till about 3 or 4 times. Performers, you're like, oh, how did the audience react? So this makes it nice and cold, and kind of like, here it is in your face, and it's brand new. I wanted to ask, comparatively, Las Vegas is the home of a lot of kind of big burlesque events, from Burlesque Hall of Fame, etc. I think there's now going to be the new Sin City Burlesque Festival. There used to be a Las Vegas Burlesque Festival here that's no longer here anymore. What is different about GLCC, and again, how does it compare as far as Burlesque Hall of Fame is like the Olympics, the world-class events? Will we see world-class performers in this?
Absolutely.
But what's different from this too?
We have all different skill levels, styles,
nice,
genders, all body sizes, colors. The ages just range rampant, and I just love that this is all inclusive.
Nice. Again, while we were talking about, do you think that some festivals aren't quite as inclusive? We're not here to talk bad about anybody. It's not that. But I think a lot of performers that go in, and these are big conversations in the burlesque community. For some reason, strippers are up in arms about the most, these big social issues and whatnot. I'm like, half the time I'm like, we take our fucking clothes off. Why are we making a deal out of it? And that's my perspective. I don't like to put that on other people. These things are important issues. Absolutely. I guess sometimes I wish, hey, let's just get up there and fucking perform. But why do you think, this is a little different?
Well, the legends was what makes it different. When we jumped into this and we talked to our supporting legends, they were like, let's make sure that we celebrate us and make this program about being better, about making the industry a little better. I can't speak on other festivals. I really can't.
Good.
I've been in a few of commercial, what I call a commercial festival.
Mhm.
And we love it. We love it. We're going to continue to do it.
Right. I think you guys recently did, if I'm correct, Mile High Burlesque Festival,
Correct.
run by Corvette and Scott Happel, actually, out there in Denver.
Yes, it was a wonderful time.
I've never done that festival. I've never done
I'm
that.
going to tell you, it's a really good festival.
It's a stoner festival.
It's a
How-
stoner
what,
festival.
what can't be good
The
about it?
best gift bags in the industry.
Oh, I bet. It's a legal weed. I work in Vegas because there's
And I
legal
love
weed.
everybody's performances.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
You know, as we were just talking there on some things, being better or whatnot. I know, this is your guys' first year doing this festival. And to address the elephant in the room, I said we were going to do that again. And for our watchers and people, when people get a new festival that you purchased from a burlesque legend running, I'm friends with her. Gabriella Mays. I don't always see eye to eye with Gabriella. And I'm like, and I love her, we're friends. And that's the thing that we're going to address too, is like, sometimes with your friends you don't see eye to eye. And then people make it a big deal and you're enemies and people get a little tribal. You're either on one side, you're on this one. And I know you've had to kind of come into that in this festival, going as these new owners and you're doing some things different. And that's understood. Some of those issues people question, they feel like they have to take a side. I come from the original generation of GLCC as a mentor, and I came in this year as a protege. What are some of the ups and downs that have happened this year? Again, we're not here...
Especially an educational festival, might want to look.
No, absolutely. Again, I think earlier we were talking about, I know some people had the issue with the hashtag be better, blah, 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 and interpret it as like, they think they're better than the last one. And I'm like, here's your place to clear the air on that. What, with these hashtags.
So part of my life is always the next day, the next moment, being better.
Good.
Being better than my 20s.
Oh, I know that feeling. Absolutely.
Being better than my childhood. And each year, I want to be better in my burlesque. I want to be a better entertainer. I want to be a better friend.
Right.
So it's always about improving ourselves. And I looked up hashtags, and we found hashtags that go with our group and also promote and bring in the algorithm.
So to put this out there, to have a definite answer, was be better, was it a strike to that you think it's going to be better than the original one, or is this like, no, it's
a personal
because
challenge.
it's an
challenge.
educational festival. We are about being better, performers. That's the whole reason why we're getting mentored.
So it was not a strike down to the
No.
festival.
Absolutely.
There you
And I
go,
didn't
ladies
even
and gentlemen.
think about it
there
being
you go.
I should have foreseen it. I'm sorry.
No,
I apologize.
you know what? I think nowadays too. Again, we're talking about things in the industry, and even with social media network. Here we are. That often when we say things, people are going to interpret it. It's going to fit whatever their agenda, where they're coming from, and whatnot. It doesn't make the people wrong. It just makes people. It's different perspectives. And again,
Absolutely.
some people took "be better" as a, oh my gosh, they're putting down the original and whatnot. I mean, and I heard those things. I talked to a lot of these people. I, know a few people in this community, and I'm like, I didn't see it that way personally myself. I understood where they're coming from because they're like, well, listen, everyone gets a little, lack of better words, fucking butthurt over crap, and I mean, it doesn't negate your feelings. It's not that. Again, I'll take that aspect of me. They're gonna call me whatever the fuck. I don't care. But it's just those things of. Often, I think when we go on social media, I get that as a boss, as an employer, as a producer, and working in the fields. I usually am in the hiring person or in charge, and often you're like, if I say this, someone's gonna think I mean this, and that comes through time. I know this was your all's first festival. And I didn't personally think be better meant that, but I know some people.
Being better, and then it was hashtag mentorship matters.
Yes.
There were other
Hashtag
hashtags in
GLCC,
there.
the Golden Legends. It was about tying us up. Because do you know GLCC, that acronym goes for a lot of organizations.
I knew that. Did you know
Yes.
what this one actually stood for? What it was made for?
Yes,
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
do. Glitter,
Uh-huh.
life, community, and courage.
But did you know when Gabby created what that actually is? I'll tell y'all. Those are actually her initials for her real name. Did you know that? I knew that. I only know because I know her.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what GLCC. The acronym comes from her actual initials to her Muggle name.
All right.
There we go. See, we all learn,
Something.
and that's the point. Again, and that's a great thing. Again, I am friends with Gabby. I talked to her on the phone yesterday. Have the lines of communication in time, have they improved at all? Has there been any kind of reach out? And again, people want to know that too, because often we don't see that. Has there
I
been
don't
any kind
feel
of...
anything from her. Like we haven't gotten any negative.
But
from
have there
us.
been
Yeah.
any correspondence since
Yes,
all the hoopla?
actually, yes. And we said we would like to open up the lines of communication.
again.
There you have it,
We were
people.
really busy this next 2
Wait.
weeks, and we said we would
So-
hit her up afterwards.
See, there you got it again, and that's what I think. I think that helps people kind of move on and going, you know what? The people that are having this issue that people feel tribal on, if they're talking, and lines of communication are open, then maybe, you know, what the fuck do I know? Maybe we should stay out of it and let those people handle it themselves. Again, people can get mad at me because I said that. I said, like, hey, it's between them. Let them handle it. I think people tend to feel like you have to pick a side. And I just come from the perspective of I'm a human being and I want to understand and whatnot. Again, I haven't known you all as long, but you've never done anything to me personally. Have we ever had a heated conversation where I've lost my temper and we get in it?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. I do that with my best friends. I do that with family members. Again, I'm a human being, and maybe that makes me a toxic male. I don't care. And I'm a human being. And what happens with that is I think people are afraid to disagree because then they think it makes you enemies. And you can't say something heatedly and have an argument and then, okay, we had that. We both said our piece, and now we move on. It doesn't mean we're enemies. And you guys came to my bar in Texas after all that, and we had a wonderful time.
We
did.
certainly did. And thank you, by the way.
Oh, no,
Yes.
thank you all.
You hosted, and it was wonderful.
Well, thank
He
you
took
all
us
for
to a
coming.
show.
I always like to do that to any performers, any artists that ever come through Amarillo, Texas. Come to my bar in Amarillo. They are in our bar. There we
it
go.
is.
Oh, we're at, guys, this went by so quick, but
Yeah.
one thing that I'm known for, I do called a drunk cam in R&R. I actually do another private kind of show called Have a Drink with Pistol Holiday. I did an interview with burlesque legend Tiffany Carter on that just a few months ago. We always like to end our segments. I'm a bar owner, and people think I'm this huge drinker. I'm not a stoner. But
Right.
But we also like to do a thing of you are welcome to have a shot with me.
We will
Would
have
you
a
like to
shot.
have a shot with me?
Shot.
You're-
I'm a whiskey drinker. I'm from Texas.
And while we drink this, remember Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, August 17th, 18th, and 19th.
I'm gonna pour
Doors
these.
open at 7. Red carpet is from 7:15 to 7:45, and 8 p.m. is the show. Thursday and Friday are competition, and Saturday is our award and showcase, like the MTV Awards.
Oh, and there also is a red carpet.
Yes.
The red carpet. I wanted to add that we are at Got Films here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Got Films is sponsoring the red carpet for this event. So
Yes,
thank you,
yes.
Jeremy Settles and Got Films and everybody. Jeremy is a wonderful, wonderful filmmaker here in Las Vegas to work with. He's done so much for the community out here, and so thank you, Jeremy Settles and Got Films, for sponsoring the red carpet for GLCC. Well, guys.
You can find us on Eventbrite under Golden Legends
Yes.
Champion Challenge or at our website at goldenlegends.org.
And also, the mentors have classes on Thursday and Friday, so make sure you look up their classes on Eventbrite for Golden Legends Champion Challenge classes.
And I also come from that perspective, whether you're doing burlesque, film, anything, go to class, educate yourselves, improve, and always work your craft and your art form. I don't think we're ever too advanced to not improve ourselves, to be better.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
And put it in your mouth. Don't make it weird. It's fine. I'm all like, and here's to GLCC. Let's have a kick-ass time this week.
What?
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much. And we're going to take a break right now and bring in our next guests, which are Kane and Candace Blush, the directors and producers of the short film Lucille that was shot here in Las Vegas. We'll see you in a bit.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star. A bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is. If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if he has someone locked up in the back of his Sima? She's gone. Someone took her.
Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. But we have the solution. New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program allows your buyers to compete with all cash offers by becoming cash buyers themselves. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will purchase your buyer's new home with cash and sell it back to them for the original purchase price, plus a fee that can be added to the purchase of the home once they secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. The best part is that they don't need to sell their current home first. This is a true cash offer. Clients who use our Buyer Accepted program can secure financing using a conventional loan and even VA. Plus, there are no fees for agents and no sacrificing commissions. Buyer Accepted even offers a free 1-hour certification course that will make you the expert. You want to close more deals and help more clients? New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program is the answer. It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Hi, Greg, and just you're good. You can sit. You're fine. Hi, welcome back to Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. This is the Virgin episode of this show here in Las Vegas, and we're here with our second guests, which are Kane and Candace Bluss. Before I continue, guys, let me do a shout out for the last guests we had, which are Bones and Gabby. For GLCC, they actually gave 20 free tickets to veterans to come and see the Golden Legends Championship Challenge. So I think that's at vets.com where they did that. So I'm excited to have vets. I actually produced a show a few years ago where I was for Vietnam vets, and I think that's a really big, cool thing. But welcome, Kane and Candace.
Thank you for having us.
I met Kane Bluss first before I met his lovely, gorgeous wife through a friend, Michael Sue.
Yes.
And Kane actually edited my second film I directed called Death Club, and since then I realized what a huge talent this guy is. I mean, what can't Kane do is the conversation amongst a lot of us. But welcome both. And Candace, I met through Kane. I think the first time I met you was at the premiere.
Yes.
And then I got to work with you two recently, which we're going to talk about this short film that you guys wrote, directed, and produced called Lucille.
Yes.
And welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very much.
Let's tell us a little bit about yourselves, what you do. I know you have a studio and stuff. What do you guys do here in Las Vegas? This is Las Vegas Entertainment here, so go ahead.
Quite simple. Well, we both came from Hollywood.
Yay.
Before we met and fell in love. We moved out here a little over 6 years ago, and like I said, I got into the business. I got to meet Michael Sue, who was fantastic. I was introduced to him by her cousin, Kance, who unfortunately passed away.
Oh, no. Okay.
But opened me to this beautiful world, which then Michael Sue introduced me to you and this entire community. So it's been a wonderful experience getting to know the more, creative side of Las Vegas.
How long have y'all lived in Las Vegas? I didn't even know that.
5 years.
Wow, I didn't even know that it's been such a short time.
It goes quick.
It does, again. And Candace, that's the first time I get to have a longer conversation with Candace. Which, again, you were so lovely and so organized to work with on the set, Lucille. I appreciate organization and diligence and time. I believe in that personally. And you guys, I'm going to say this straight out, such a well-run set, on time, paid their artists and performers. I know it's a thing here in Las Vegas, but it should be a thing at least. But you were just a delight to work with. It was and so talented, the both of you. I mean, again, I'm not one that's known to kind of blow smoke up people's butts and be like, oh my God, you're great. But I genuinely, from my heart, that comes. Working with y'all is such a pleasure.
Right on, man. Well, we feel very blessed to work with you. And the other talent that's come out to be part of Lucille, Joanne Heckman, Paul Gunn.
Yes.
We got blessed big time with the cast with this.
Honestly, we did.
I mean,
let's talk about Lucille. You know what?
Go ahead,
I know a little bit about it. I'm in it, but what is the premise of Lucille? What are we going to do with Lucille? What is your long-term plans for this short?
Well, I think to start with, the idea was a dream that Kane had. And
not surprised.
Exactly. he said, hey, this is a dream I had. And I was like, what can we do with this? And we outlined it. I wrote the script, and we put together funds and got equipment and all the super talented people like you that agreed to come and play with us. We were so thankful that everyone came in so professional and so on it that we were able to do the shoot quickly, and then Kane could work his magic to have a final piece. So it's a story about, I would say it's a story about realizing something that's inside of you, and then how do you deal with that? How do you make it work with the way you want to run your life versus it taking over your life, like it can consume you. So absolutely. I don't know what else.
Tell me, that could be an allegory to so many things in perspective. Again, I think often when we watch things, people are like, how that can apply to your own selves personally. Again, knowing the script that I saw it and I got those things, but you don't even realize that's what you're getting from it. That's so eloquently put. Wow.
That's why she's the writer.
It-
I'm like, people got together and they did stuff.
No, me too. I'm like, yeah, or I'll talk forever and say nothing. Yeah, that's what it is. But wow, again, I have to completely agree with it just came together, the whole group, the story. I got to watch it later than the rest of the cast. I think I was on another project or doing something where I couldn't watch it the day of, and again, what are your plans to do? I know Lucille recently was in a festival, is being considered for some awards.
Yes.
Yay! But let's talk about that festival.
Yeah, it's the Independent Shorts Award in Los Angeles. They do a monthly competition. So for the month of July, we were first in official selection, and then we are finalists. So that means we get considered for the annual awards next April, as far as like taking home, all of the gold. But we finalist for July. It's an honor. We're really happy to.
That's really any other festivals you're considering submitting to?
Quite a few, actually.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Next up is the San Jose Shorts Festival.
Very awesome. Again, it was really neat. Again, last year working with Kane, and we had worked on the second film I had directed, Death Club, and Kane not only was our editor, also did our VFX, and also submitted some of his original music to this film, and which the music was outstanding. It was kind of neat when those things. I come from a generation. I know it's always hard to connect some people to see if they're gonna find what your vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
And King kind of knew what my vibe was very quickly. I was like, yeah, I would love that. I mean, musically, I'm an old Gen Xer, and I know what I like, and he knew it. In fact, it was kind of crazy. We have a composer who did and I love him. He's great, Ricardo Gerhard. Wonderful.
Fantastic work. Yeah.
But sometimes you needed, again, for a movie like Death Club, I needed some like original stuff, and it's kind of funny. Kane would send me, pieces where he would edit, and he'd insert some of his own music, and I was like, I kind of like that. Do you have anything that's not a cover that's really cool? And then he sent me stuff. So I was like, I didn't know if it was kind of like, I'm kind of seeing if you like this.
Well, I mean, that's how you get stuff in there. The thing is that you gave me such a wonderful opportunity to just be creative. So not just to edit, but I really felt part of the story. I felt like, as I was doing the visual effects, I'm like, everything just feels like, man, I'm part of this.
Nice.
You created such a wonderful environment. Not to mention the fact it was so well organized that editing was just a joy. It was like, okay, I found everything I looked for. It was just so well put together. And then you give me the creative to do that add some songs in, and just come up with some ideas for special effects.
It's really cool. We have it's back to the basics. I always do it wrong online. I do apologize. I'm like, it's called this, Ronnie. You need to get it right. But there is a music video for that on YouTube from the film Death Club, and I got to add that Death Club will actually be released in October around Halloween through Tell Films.
Heck yeah.
And it'll be streaming on Amazon and Tubi and all those things. So look for it, guys. But that was the great thing of working. Again, I met you through Michael Sue. Michael Sue, I think, is a master in so many things.
Absolutely.
And I was talking with my last guest here, and you guys moved here from Hollywood to Vegas. Do you think the industry in Vegas and Hollywood, what are the differences in getting films and getting work done as opposed to being in LA and being here? Are there pros? Are there cons? What's your perspective on that?
I found it to be, moving to Vegas was probably the best choice for me. In California, it's so flooded. The industry is so flooded, and who's gonna look at a 50-year-old dude who's, loves doing what he does?
Right.
There's so many young people to go for it.
I know that feeling.
So coming out here and getting into the industry the way I did, and being able to meet so many people on the same page and the same kind of perspective who get the same morals and joy of being a creator. Nice. I mean, I've been able to work with you, Michael Sue. I've worked with Asif with Film Post. I'm sorry, I'm bad at names.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Film Post is
mine
another,
too.
Yeah, Film Post is another production company out here that's just doing some fantastic stuff, and they've been nice enough to have me do some visual effects for them. And so it's just the industry out here. I found the pond's a little bit smaller,
Right.
so you have a little bit more access to the different kinds of talent out there. And there's so much, like just right here, Got Films. I had no idea 3 blocks from my house there was this massive, incredible production house.
Right, and
But there
Jeremy's
is.
great.
Oh,
And-
Jeremy's awesome.
And Jeremy's great, and he's always so magnanimous. I've been on sets in places, or even red carpets where he lends equipment and what that, and he's so hands-on. And, you know, I've gotten work through Jeremy. I've gotten work for Jeremy, too. It's one of those,
That's the
when you
thing.
build people, and again, when you work with people, you remember the people you work with. And they did this for me, and it was a great experience. And I think a lot of people forget that is how you progress in the industry.
We're all
And,
here to create.
And you touched on something just a minute ago, you know, being a 50-year-old dude going into this industry. When did you guys start working in film? Back in LA? How long has it been?
Well, in 2016, actually, with Cans, as Kane mentioned, we had a sitcom, 3 episodes that were shot, and there were networks that were going to pick it up, but unfortunately that fell through. But that was my first taste. Like,
Nice.
being in Hollywood, being on a set, 4-camera sitcom, you know, a comedian that I knew, like saying my lines and getting, I mean, I was just hooked. That was
Oh,
it.
that's
I was like,
awesome. Wow.
So that's, 2016 is like when I really...
You mean I started in 2017 in film. It was never part of my plan. I kind
Really?
of fell into it here. And I wanted to touch that because I think a lot of people think it's too late for them to get into the industry of a certain age. And I wanted to bring guests on. Again, I think everybody that's been on it's going to be on our show today, I think is at least 45 and older. And that the show that we are still working, we can find it again. I got into film in 2017 accidentally while I was here in Las Vegas, and I wasn't even part of the plan. I'm a live performer and whatnot, but I think I wanted to touch that because I think people always feel it's too late. I didn't do it at this time, and I love to see that.
Please never give up.
Isms. There's so many isms that people are so aware of these days, and I'm like, and I was like, and I think the last ism that people still accept is ageism. And I'm like, why? I get often you'll hear someone, oh my gosh, you look good for your age. I'm like, can't you just tell someone they look good?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Like for what? Am I like 80 or something?
Yes,
What's going on?
exactly.
Well, the thing is that we're the ones with all the experience.
Yes.
You know, we had 50 years of life that we're willing to share with everybody and be part of. You can either advance yourself with that, or you can put us down for it. It's up to you, but we're going to keep on working.
Exactly. So. I think it gives us a lot of patience that we wouldn't have. I'm naturally not a patient person. I'm not. I'm not. But I'm a lot more patient than when I was in my 20s and 30s by far.
A lot more of everything.
Well, Gabby touched on it really nicely. She's like, I'm not trying to be better than anybody else. I'm just trying to be better than myself.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And
Each day I try to better myself.
I think that in any project I go in, I want to go in. I'm like, I want this to be better than the last project I did for me. I want to be better at this. I want to grow and learn. I think we learn at this age too, and how to put together teams. That was the great thing we were talking about. It all came together, but it also comes with you knew the people to pick because you learn how to put teams together, and often people think they have to know everything. I'm like, at this age, I'm like, I don't know everything. I don't need to. I pull in people that know shit that I don't.
Exactly.
Always pulling people smarter than you.
Yes, and then I learn from that and get better.
Yeah.
And that's the point of it.
That's the joy of it
fantastic.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this moved by so quick, guys. Oh my gosh, but any last words here? Let's talk about your studio stuff to promote. I know Kane is also a musician. Kane is also an editor. Other stuff you guys do that people can contact you here in town if they need your services for anything. Again, I would use Kane for several things. I'd use Kane for several things that work. Let's talk a little bit here.
I think go to kaneblust.com. That's KANEBLUST.com. That's going to be the full range. I mean, he is a powerhouse production in one gorgeous package.
He can do it.
I wanted her to talk about herself.
We can talk about Candace.
Yes.
I was like, look at this.
Well,
and you're a lucky dog, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
Seriously, when I met you, I was like, damn, dude.
Right, I did something right.
Damn.
Something worked out. But honestly, it's just, and if you need something written, like a really good story, or if you have an idea that you need brought into like a script form, please contact us.
And that's the thing is too, there's so many ideas script-wise. I want to write a Gen X script, but I will be contacting, and I know more from Candace. I'm like, I would love to get on that. Something I really want to do.
She feeds on this stuff.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then have Kane do the soundtrack.
I'll do the soundtrack and edit it and do the special effects and make a music video.
A modern day Gen X film with people our age and living in the world now is really kind of the perspective I wanted to go from.
Well, and that's a perfect way to develop it too.
Absolutely.
Because we're all here. Excellent.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So, the studio you work in here, you have your own personal studio here.
Yes, I built my own personal studio. It was a garage. It is now a full-fledged green screen. I mean, nothing to this massive scale, but I'll tell you what, I'm very happy with it.
I mean, this isn't really Las Vegas behind us?
Well, this is. I'm talking about this.
Oh, this.
Everything that you don't see.
That's right.
But no, it's a perfect little studio for me.
Jamie's a vocalist too. I mean, and I'll be honest. Again, I come from live theater, live performance, and dude, you got some vocal chops.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Back to the basics. That ain't an easy song to sing.
Oh,
it's not. It's rangy.
I would love to sing it sometime while you're performing.
I would love to have that happen. I actually have a number that I do it to it now, and I really want the video playing behind it. We can have the video playing and have you sing it live.
I would love that.
I would love to have it. We'll make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys.
I almost said it bad where I'm like, yeah.
We can here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. On this show, we can cuss. Again, I tried to treat people like we're hanging out at my bar in Amarillo, Texas, the R&R bar. And
we do want to check that out.
I do like to, again, I'm known for my drunk cams and my drinking Pistol Holiday stuff. I do like to end my segments with each of my guests, and no pressure to have a shot with me.
Let's
again.
do it.
And I haven't drank in 2 months, so I'm going to be like, oh, I gotta get out.
Yeah, we're not drinkers either. We're like, yeah, thanks.
But would y'all like a shot of whiskey with me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Y'all,
We would love that.
you watchers at home, pull out your liquor. Let's have a shot together. So
Join us for a shot.
So yeah, join us for a shot. Any upcoming projects you want to promote while I'm pouring the shots?
We are working on the second episode of Lucille. It is a 6-part series.
What?
So your character, of course, will be returning, as well as most of the characters that are in the first episode.
And I gotta be a little candid on that. As I've gotten older, I'm such a reluctant performer. Again, I perform live on stage. I liked being a director, producer, and all that. Acting is one of those things I don't usually like to do it. I'm like,
but you killed it, man.
Oh, you're way too kind. I was like,
it.
again, you did it, and it was given to me. I was like, you want me? Okay.
Couldn't have been anyone else.
We have zero regrets with Lucille. And anybody that was involved. Every person stepped up and brought their A game.
I was pouring like extra shots here. I was like, wait, here we go. Everyone have a shot. Maria can have a shot with us? I'm all like, but cheers. Cheers. Again,
to make Vegas a creative place.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you all so much. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. You guys are great. And guys, it's words can't express my appreciation for you both, honestly. And I had to have you on my first show here.
We feel blessed to be
We're
your brother.
honored.
I'm honored to have you both. Thank you. Cheers.
Salud.
Let's have a shot. We're going to take a break here after the shot. And bring in our next guest, Greg Corin. All righty. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a moment here on Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his Simla?
She's gone. Someone took her.
Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his Simla?
She's gone. Someone took her.
Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his semi?
She's gone. Someone took her.
Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. But we have the solution. New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program allows your buyers to compete with all cash offers by becoming cash buyers themselves. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will purchase your buyer's new home with cash and sell it back to them for the original purchase price, plus a fee that can be added to the purchase of the home once they secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. The best part is that they don't need to sell their current home first. This is a true cash offer. Clients who use our Buyer Accepted program can secure financing using a conventional loan and even VA. Plus, there are no fees for agents and no sacrificing commissions. Buyer Accepted even offers a free 1-hour certification course that will make you the expert. You want to close more deals and help more clients? New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program is the answer. It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market.
Hi there, welcome back to Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos, and I'm really, really excited about our next guest. I have known this gentleman, I know, where is he? I've known this gentleman since really I started working here in the entertainment in Las Vegas. You're part of like the gig for me that started it all for all the other work that I've been so blessed to get to do out here. And
that's so cool.
We met on we met doing the show Evil Dead the Musical. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Greg Corin, who is a stage performer, a film actor. He's also, you were for a time the director of Evil Dead the Musical at that time.
Yeah, for about a year.
And Greg is also a filmmaker, a film artist who is also on the SAG board, the Screen Actors Guild board here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, hi Greg, how are you?
Hi Ronnie, how you been? Long time no see.
How the fuck are you, motherfucker?
Oh, fucking A.
And we've met a couple times.
Yeah. Let me tell you, this fucking guy right here.
This fucking guy. No, honestly, I am so happy to have you here.
I'm
Greg.
happy to be here, Ronnie. It's always
Greg is one of the funniest fucking people I know, to be honest. And we can talk like this.
Yeah.
We can talk like this on this show, but Greg,
But
yes.
it's just always so delightful being around you anyway, Ronnie.
No,
It's
fuck yeah,
just
you
great.
too. Always.
Fucking
Always,
A.
Greg. I'm like, gosh, the history of, and we probably said, the F word. We can say it again, fuck. I'm like, a few times, and we probably said it probably hundreds of times around each other. We worked together on.
Oh, yes.
To start that off, we worked together on a show on the Las Vegas Strip, which, has a history. It was actually the first community theater show that made it to the Las Vegas Strip.
Yes, it
From
was.
the Onyx Theater to Planet Hollywood to the Tommy Wynn Theater and then it went to Bally's. I wasn't part of it. It went to Bally's. We were both gone by then.
Yeah,
It was
by that
Evil
time.
Dead the musical. And a little tidbit today, I had a conversation with you yesterday. You recently, with Evil Dead, was, the film was directed by Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
And
yes.
you recently were hanging out with Sam Raimi's
son.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well,
how was that? Let's talk about that right now.
It was absolutely delightful. It was fantastic. Let me fill you in on what happened. Sam Raimi's son is going to UCLA.
What?
Film school. UCLA Film School.
Nice.
And I get a message about a week ago from Mike Estes, who is Bruce Campbell's right-hand man.
You've also met Bruce Campbell
Yes.
in Salt Lake City.
Yep. And Mike says Raimi's kid is doing his student film at UCLA, and he needs. All right, can you move your head this way? And it was always, oh hey, I'm sorry to ask you this, but, and they were all just so nice and polite. And I'm going to go back again. We have 2 more days to shoot on it, so I'm going to go back this Saturday and Sunday. And
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
It was so joyful.
I keep throwing names next to it because it's Greg Gorin here. I'm like, Greg is doing
well, fuck
well,
me.
fuck.
But it was so fucking nice to be there, man. Because again, these kids weren't brats.
Awesome.
They were professional.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I love that you say that because I think half the time with some of us that are of a certain age.
Yes.
That all the time I feel like I'm that old. It's like, get the fuck off my lawn, kid.
Oh,
I'm like,
seriously.
and I'm fine with being old and doing that. I'm like, I'm old and curmudgeon. I don't give a fuck. But I like that aspect of it. I'm like, and it kind of reminds me the first time I met you at rehearsals of Evil Dead. I came in at that time as the choreographer to re-choreograph a show that was already on the strip. Re-choreographing the entire show while it was performing.
Yeah.
I found out during that time when I was here re-choreographing the show that the performers weren't paid for rehearsals. And I was only allowed 12 hours a week for rehearsals. And I gotta kind of give a little shout out to that group in that time. Why it was really a big moment for me was that I remember pulling in the cast on the second rehearsal going, guys, I'm only allowed to rehearse with you 12 hours this week, and to do what I would like to do, that's not enough time. So here's what I'm going to put out there, because I knew you guys weren't getting paid for rehearsals. I couldn't believe that. I didn't know that till I got here.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going, this is what I'm going to do. Rehearsals each day, the 4 days a week we're allowed to rehearse, will start, I'll be here 2 hours before that call time, and I'll stay here 2 hours after. And you're welcome to be here. I can't make you.
Mm-hmm.
And the very next day, every person showed up 2 hours early because they really want. And as a person coming in on a production staff, to have a group that really wanted to do something and change it up and make it something cool, and it made me fall in love with that group. And yeah, I want to do that. But do you remember what you told me? You're like, you came up to me and like, hey, I'm whatever age old it was, but I'm like, I don't know about much fucking memory. Do you remember?
Yes.
Let them know.
Yes. Oh, I'm like, hey, I'm 60 years old. I'm overweight. I have arthritis. And I have diabetes. Go easy on me.
And I was like, you can do this. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you did. You kicked some ass, dude. You really did.
It was kind of said, fuck you.
No. maybe not. But again, you were part of that group that came in, and I got to work with y'all for 3.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did some really great changes. Again.
Oh, fantastic. And it was shit that needed to be done.
Yeah, it did. Well, honestly, the director at that time, who I knew from Texas, I'd been in his wedding, and we had a falling out after all that for lots of various reasons that we may touch on. And again, I would like to do that
with everybody.
I would like to do that with the entire cast sometime because that director we ended up they saw their way out. I'll put it that way. And I was friends with that person coming here, and I remember having a lunchtime conversation with him, and we may go a little over on this segment. Just we have a lot to talk about, maybe, but I told him, your choreography in that show, it's on YouTube. It's not original, and I offered to do it, and for the price, and I've got to look back at that time. I really, because when that period ended, I didn't receive the compensation that we had agreed on in the contract, and that was fine. I was doing it for a friend. I'm like, what do you have? And he gave me some money. I'm like, I'm gonna take the cast out in the final night, and we all went out drinking.
Yes, we did.
We did, but
we got our drink
again.
on.
I have no regrets because of what that opened for me. And I was like, there were a lot of ups and downs during that time.
Yeah, there was.
But I'll never regret that time because it did open up a lot for me here.
Yeah.
And
well, you were lucky. We were all lucky actually.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Montana, and the saying there is we really stepped in shit.
Yeah, we did.
Because you came into like by the time you got there, we'd been working together for about a year, and we kind of had like a no asshole policy. So everybody we liked each other.
You all did like each other. You didn't like all the production staff at that time.
No, we did not.
The music director at that time wasn't particularly popular. Shit is starting to be talked here now.
The music rehearsals. The music rehearsal. We had an hour for music rehearsals.
He wasn't very nice.
No, and we'd actually rehearse.
He
the
was
music.
a total asshole.
Oh, we'd actually rehearse the music for 10 minutes, and then for the next 45 minutes, he'd talk shit about everybody.
And then he got paid.
Yeah,
he got paid to go and critique you, and all he did was fucking tear you all to pieces. And I remember he was a bully. He was a fucking. Do you remember this was the second or third rehearsal, and he came in and he was watching with the director, and I had at that time had become friends with the financier producer who was always cut out of stuff. I think a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He came in and started spouting up, but you can't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna have a talk right now.
Yeah. I remember that.
I think that's what kind of set the cast. I think that's what I kind of gained their respect, to be honest.
Yeah.
I walked out and I'm gonna speak a little candidly here. I let this motherfucker have it. I don't like bullies. And I was like, you ever fucking come in here and interrupt my rehearsal and talk to this cast that way, you and I are gonna have a fucking problem. I turned to the director. You know me. Don't ever let this fucker come in and talk to these people. How dare you do that? He was belittling. He was an asshole, and everyone was afraid of him. And then I walked back in rehearsal, closed the door, started. I'm like, and just so everybody knows, I won. Now let's get back to rehearsal.
I totally remember that.
That was my introduction to Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I totally remember
I kind of have that reputation. He's a bar owner, and even working here, I like to get shit done.
Well, that's okay. Like you said, you get shit done.
And I'm not always the nicest about it. I just like to get shit done.
Yeah.
Again, and it's never coming from a bad place.
No.
And that's my thing is I like people that want to work. And again, that cast captured my heart because they wanted to work. And
yes.
How dare he treat them that way?
Well, see, we knew that we had something special.
You did.
We knew that. We all knew that, and we wanted it to be the best that it could be. Which is why we were so happy when we were told that you were coming in to we didn't know you from Adam.
Right, and I knew that you guys were like, oh, who's this guy going to be? I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
But we were just kind of like, oh, geez, what's going to happen now? I mean, this needs to happen. This needs to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, we were doing fucking community theater choreography.
It was stolen.
It was stolen from YouTube
It was
videos.
stolen from YouTube videos.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Okay.
I have that song comes up on in my car every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah. If my grandkids are in the car, I have to turn it down.
Oh right. Yeah. If the grandkids are watching right now.
No, they're in school.
Good. We didn't say fuck 25 times already. But no, again, I want to touch a lot on Evil Dead. We could go on forever on this.
Oh,
and
we
I know-
really could, yeah.
But we're going to move on a little bit on that. You are on the SAG board.
I am. I kind of fell into that. 6 years ago, I ran, and I lost.
That's right.
I didn't get in. The guy who beat me and ended up on the SAG board, who we all know and who we were just talking about.
We were just talking about that. Again, I was going to say, you replaced a very controversial figure here in the film industry here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes.
You know, again,
Well,
we're not here to shit talk, but it's,
No.
it's the truth.
And
He may be watching. He watches this a lot. Hi.
Oh, but it's like we're like what? And you know, when I first came to town, he kind of struck me as being kind of like
He's a bully.
Yeah, yeah. And I said, the day will come. The day will come. Just you wait, Buster.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I
day.
had words with him too.
Oh yeah, and the day did come. The day. Oh, I've read those.
Gosh, I must be some fucking toxic male here. You know what? I'm not perfect.
Yep. Well, but the day will come. I told him, and the day did come. He got kicked off the board.
Whoops.
Yep. For a number of reasons.
Shocker.
Yes, and I don't know all of the reasons, but I know that one of them, he was caught doing non-union
Maria's
stuff.
probably getting a lot of messages right now. Blah, 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 blah.
She's over there.
Shocker.
And he's still around. He showed up at a SAG meeting back in January, and he's not even in the union anymore. He left the union.
On social media, he goes by a different name, thinking people aren't going to know who he is.
Yeah, but we all know.
We all know.
Because he loves to talk about himself.
It's like sometimes I just need a dusty flyer out there somewhere.
Oh God, you are so bad.
I'm not. What? I'm like a dusty flyer. I'm like, what's that mean? I don't know.
It's like a rusty trombone.
Oh my God!
I said it.
You know what? I need a fucking shot after that right now. We're going way back. We're gonna have a shot. Cheers to you, brother. This is actually an old adage between you and I. We were sharing this earlier that Greg Corin and I have our birthdays 1 week apart, and during Evil Dead, and when I was coming back during that time after I choreographed that show and it started my kind of entertainment career here in Las Vegas, I used to come about once a month for like a weekend or whatnot to brush up, rehearse with the cast and whatnot. And then before I started taking away, cheers, brother.
Ooh,
that
thank you, my friend.
Thank you. But since our birthdays were a year apart, if I wasn't in town, we'd call each other and video chat and do a shot together. So here's to that. Cheers to doing that. And never had a flask at rehearsal. Never. Everyone's gonna think I'm a big old fucking lush now. I don't care.
You know, I haven't.
I'm not. I don't think people realize I'm not even a big drinker. I'm a stoner. But
well, I am too, dude.
I'm an owner of a bar. I deal with drunk assholes all the time. I'm not a drunk asshole because I don't drink very much.
Oh, what's weird is like there's a pirate bar right by my house.
What?
Yes, called the Rum Runners.
Oh.
And they've got all the sailboats up and everything.
Oh my God, I saw a movie called The Rum Runners, but it's this whole different kind of perspective.
I bet it is.
Oh my word.
But I was in there one night and we were talking about the strike. We were talking about the SAG strike.
Nice.
There was a guy who, oh shit, I can't remember what he did, but he was involved in film somehow, some way.
Right.
And he wanted the details on it. And so I gave it to him and he bought me a couple of shots. And I had not had a shot. I was
That's been 2 months for me right now.
Oh yeah, it's been same amount of time, but I was drinking these tall, great big beers.
Right.
And so I got 3 shots off of this guy, and the beers, and finally I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go home. And I just, fortunately, it's like 100 yards from my front door, so I just stumbled out.
Right.
And I come back in about a week later, and the bartender's in there. She said, "Do you know that you ordered a whole thing of food and just left it here?"
Never done that before.
Oh no, this guy just got me so messed up. I had like a hamburger and everything right there, and I just walked right out the door. So
a little longer.
So I'm like, I told her, I said, well, yeah. So every time I go in there now and Corey's working, I say, I just came in to order some food and leave it here.
Right.
So,
oh my God, you know, I haven't asked, how's the wife? I love her. I love her wife too.
She's doing okay. She's still doing the social work thing.
Good deal. Yeah. Good deal. Greg, so, you did touch right now the SAG strike, and again, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about you being on the SAG board and working in the film industry. You know, the strike for the actors and the writers right now. It's the longest writers' strike ever in history right now. How is that affecting our industry here in Las Vegas?
Well, here in Las Vegas,
there's not a lot of SAG.
No, there's
not.
There, in fact, we have no studios that are operating. no SAG signatories. They're you've got the film scene here, and that's happening, and that's cool. But as far as SAG,
we didn't get to work together. I was going to cast you in a film, or we were going to work in a film together. I think a Space Captain Clisson you can do because you were a SAG member, and you couldn't go Phi Corps at that time. If I'm correct.
Yeah, and which I was.
We need to work together again, by the way.
Yes, we do. But there's nothing. There are no signatories here in Las Vegas, so really we're not striking. We are, but we aren't.
Right.
So what we do is we do social media opportunities, photo ops. We were just 2 weeks ago.
Social media networks.
How about that? Huh?
Hello there.
Woo! 2 weeks ago, we were down at the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign.
Oh, nice.
And it was fucking great, man. We had like 100 people there. It was the SAG board, us, and then there were like 20 or 30 SAG members, local SAG members there.
Mm-hmm.
But what blew me away was Writers Guild showed up.
Oh, nice.
There are some Writers Guild members teaching at UNLV.
Nice.
Writers Guild showed up. Culinary Union showed up.
Fuck yeah.
The Carpenters Union showed up. Those blue shirts are everywhere you look these days. Teamsters showed up.
What do you think's going to resolve this? I mean, I'm hoping soon. I want our writers, and I want this to get resolved because I love now that after the pandemic that the film industry seems to be in an uprise and whatnot, but which people need to get paid again. You're making crap again. I even saw you posted a residual check recently and I'm like, and it was pennies.
$1.44,
and that's got to change again. Greg, I wanted to share with your audience here that Greg actually played Paul Rudd's father on
Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, wait, that's not a porn, I promise.
No, it's kind of a cult movie.
It is, actually. I love that film, honestly.
Written by the people from The State. I don't know if you remember The State.
I do.
TV.
Yes, absolutely.
David Wayne and Mike Showalter.
Yes.
The movie was Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler, Bradley Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
Janine Garofalo, Kenny Marino. David Hyde Pierce was on hiatus from Frasier, and he actually came out and shot this weird ass little fucking movie.
That's fucking awesome.
Right? And it was great. It was a great experience. Paul Rudd's such a nice guy.
He seems like it. I'm glad to hear that it seems authentic.
Just a wonderful guy.
Well,
we sat in this hot car for 5 hours, and both of us were just farting like crazy.
Shocker.
So the windows were all rolled down.
Honda farts. Absinthe gives me Honda farts.
Absinthe makes your fart go Honda.
I remember that. Well, Greg, I could talk with you forever. I could. Again, I have to start to wrap this up again. I wanted to talk a little bit here. Again, this is I want to do an official. I want to bring it at some time. I would love to have the Evil Dead cast from that time and kind of hash out some of these things. I think we do need a little bit of closure. Again, it's a welcome and open invitation.
We really do. You're right.
And it'd be great. Again, I would love to see some of those faces. And again, it's not to destroy anybody. I don't want to destroy the previous director or even the fucking music director at the time, dickhead. But just to talk, and it's all grieved out there. And I think it'd be kind of a cool thing because it's such a big deal to have the first community theater show that made it from community theater to the Strip, and the denouement. And vocabulary points there.
But I know what you meant, though.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And that the closing was so minuscule that it deserved a little better closing than it did.
Oh, we sure did.
And the move from Planet Hollywood to the Tommy Wynn Theater, there were issues with that too. Mm-hmm. And I would like to discuss those. So this is an open invite to the cast and crew of Evil Dead from that time period, or just people that were in the show. Again, it's not to negate the fans or people that were subsidiary, but those of us that went through that, I would like to invite that again. We had a show. Would you want another shot?
Oh, I'd love to.
Let's have one more. Well, fuck, I'm having an extra shot here. But Greggy, thank you for being part of my first
thank you. I'm
show.
So this is a
here.
privilege.
No, it's a
Ronnie.
privilege to see
privilege.
you.
This is just great.
And it is just a privilege to see you as well. And you are so full of so much knowledge. And this is a dude who's been around in the industry a long time. You've been in the ups and downs. You've struggled for finances being in the industry, but you choose this art form because you love it.
I do.
And I do too.
50 years.
Fuck yeah, dude.
50
oh my God.
years.
Since I was 1.
1973 I started.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There we go.
I love you, dude.
I love
you,
you
brother.
too, Ronnie.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Stay tuned, and we'll be bringing on our next guest, Lily Starr, in just a moment.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade.
It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. But we have the solution. New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program allows your buyers to compete with all cash offers by becoming cash buyers themselves. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will purchase your buyer's new home with cash and sell it.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is. If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Hi, welcome back to Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. Well, gosh, that was quite a hoot on that one with Mr. Greg Korn. But I wanted to welcome our next guest, Miss Lily Starr, who is my co-producer here in Las Vegas for our shows queer as I can say fuck here, and burlesque and speakeasy. And Lily's always great to have you. Lily, I gotta kind of give our little history. I met Lily Starr. Gosh, I think it's now 9 years ago when I started coming out here to Vegas for Evil Dead the musical. I was brought in to re-choreograph the show, and I wasn't even a burlesque performer at the time. Pistol Holiday did not exist.
But you were a dancer.
I was, but I think a lot of people don't even understand that even if you're a theater person or a dancer, it doesn't always mean burlesque.
No,
there's a whole other
absolutely
aspect
not.
of it. But Lily was teaching at the now doesn't exist anymore, the Las Vegas School of Burlesque, run by Cha-Cha Valora. I love Cha-Cha, and was one of my first teachers. And of course, I had an affinity for her because she was a dancer. She taught a very movement-oriented class. But yeah, I used to come in even during Evil Dead that once a month, and I would make sure I would go take class with Lily Starr and a lot of the other instructors, which included Buttercup and Aya Fontaine and Lulu Roxy. And so that's how I met Lily before I was Pistol Holiday. And she was there when I, again, started in here. And so I'm always thankful. I wanted to bring on guests to the show or hear from my beginnings that I like to give back to the community in the ways, not in those ways that people are like, I'm giving back to the community. I hate that shit. I give back to the people who really helped me and did for me. And I knew that if I was ever going to produce live entertainment or live burlesque shows out here, that this was going to be my co-producer again. And that's where we're at on that. So welcome to the show, Lily. Thank you for being part of, the group that popped my cherry for the first show here.
Well, I thought I'd bring a little bit of the pistol part of Pistol Lily to the show today.
I did the cowboy with my fringe today, but I had to be a little burlesque with the shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so did I. You know me, no heels. I never wear heels. Right. But I was like, I gotta bring the Pistol Lily look.
Absolutely.
Here, so.
Yeah, we've collaborated together. We do Pistol Lilies at Vaudeville out here. We produce those two shows. Again, I wanted to discuss some of the things. Again, we're actually leaving from here today to go and scout a location for our speakeasy show. And some of the things I wanted to touch about, Lily's been a guest here on social media networks on a few of the shows with Maria and different hosts here. And a lot of what I want to do with this show is give the people the plus and minuses of working in Las Vegas entertainment. And I know we've had some difficulty, not so much securing a venue. If we wanted to have a venue and do it in a random bar, and nothing wrong with that, I'm a bar owner, I'm not putting bars down, we could do that.
Right.
Speakeasy, in particular, is a very kind of special event show.
Yeah, you can't call it speakeasy
and have it anywhere.
Have it anywhere.
And we've had a couple of venues. The first venue was done at was at the Red Palms on the Las Vegas Strip, which I don't think exists anymore. And they kind of fell through because that whole mosaic where all that, they got demolished.
Oh,
really? Yeah, they're building new shit there.
See, I don't pay
it's prime
attention.
real estate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we wanted to take it to a few other places that kind of fell through. That tends to happen a lot with a lot of venues, especially we're looking for it has to be a certain je ne sais quoi.
Absolutely.
For lack of better words for speakeasy. And,
absolutely.
And I've even talked about it. If this doesn't work this time, it doesn't work. But it's one of those. Again, it's not to put down any of the other producers here in town. We're not here to do that.
No.
But this show needed something special.
Absolutely.
I can honestly see, I think we're the highest paying show.
Yeah. Or at least on par.
On par.
Yeah.
And we always have had a burlesque legend.
Yep.
Every single time with our Queer as Fuck and with Speakeasy. The difficulties of finding a venue, how has that been? At least share that with us. You cut your hair, girl, looks good.
A little bit.
Damn.
I got tired of the fuzzies.
I get it.
So no, I think what the problem is it's Vegas.
Yeah.
And this is like entertainment city, right?
Yes.
And there's just so much out there. So when we're looking for a special place, then there's also the possibility of rules, financials, and stuff that just don't really go hand in hand with what we're doing, and laws, and it just makes it really difficult. A lot of times, like we found out, like to do what we do the way we do it, is basically you need to have a private event.
Yes.
And or it has to be like a closed venue where there's a ticket and a door.
Yes.
where the general public aren't just there.
Right, and I think some of it
with a liquor license.
And some of it too is, again, we always wanted to make sure we paid a certain par for it, and even break even as producers. Sometimes you lose money. We've lost money on a show. We broke even. It's not as easy as people think it is.
No.
And especially you want to make sure. I also come from the perspective. I'm a venue owner in Texas as well. That you want to make the venue money too. I think I see a lot of this on social media. People are like, and the venue, we're doing this. You're like, you're not bringing them shit that they don't already have. You've got to make sure, from a good business perspective, that you're making them money as well.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that.
Yep. Well,
especially,
I just had this conversation
especially
with my husband.
with what we want to pay your performers.
Absolutely, because that really ups our budget.
Absolutely.
So the thing is
I mean, we could pay them $50, but
Yeah.
we don't want to do that.
No, and
we're strippers. We're showing our stuff. We're going to pay more than that. I don't want to be paid $50.
Exactly, and the thing is that like I was literally just having a conversation with my husband, is the concept of, we don't really have the power, because in this town, if we don't do a show there, somebody else will bring something in. So you can't go into a venue and say, no, we need this. No, we want this.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to look at you and go, yeah, right.
Right.
Don't let the door hit you.
Because everybody's a producer in town. I don't think people know what that is sometimes.
It may not work out great, but somebody else will come in.
Yeah.
It could end up not being as good as it would have been. It could be better than what we might have done.
It could be, but very often those places still
care
close because they don't make their money back. Again, and producers, again, it's one of those things that's not just a crapshoot.
You need to bring something that's going to make the bar money.
And there's got to be a business sense behind it. Everyone claims business sense. And I have a big pet peeve of that. I do. We've had these conversations. And again, to go with the concept where I've been talking with each of our guests, do we ever have heated conversations?
Oh, heck yes.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yep.
I'm like, does that affect our friendship and what we're moving on with?
No.
Absolutely not. I think that comes with being of a certain age. And again, all of my guests today were at least 45 years and older.
Absolutely.
And I chose that on purpose.
Yep.
And I'm not putting down people that are not of that age yet or whatnot. I mean, cause we'll get attacked by that. Hey, you're talking to me. I'm like, yeah. My fucking pussy hurts too, okay?
No, it's totally true, because, when you're, once you reach that age, that argument was about that argument.
Yes.
And nothing else.
Yes. And some people hold on to that.
I mean, like, I'm going to name 2 names, Sugar Shagmore and Lunatic.
Well, I love both those people.
I
love both those people.
I adore both of them.
Yes. Adore ya.
And we will just be like, I say white, you say black, blah, 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 back and forth.
Absolutely.
And then we're like, okay, see you tomorrow.
That's how it fucking should. We've done that. We've totally done that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what time tomorrow?
Even in particular, social media shows and whatnot, there's been producers or hosts and whatnot that they had a falling out, and then they go on social media and they attack, and this is the scum of the earth, and I had to call attorneys and blah, 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 blah. Like, all of a sudden everybody has a fucking attorney. And I'm like, no, you don't, and if you do, mine are better than yours.
Yeah.
What?
And, the other side of the hilariousness of that is also when you get older, you realize, okay, you know what? That person I can be professional with,
right.
But they're not somebody I need to work with all the time. So you can recognize that also. So and that avoids problems.
I think we get to a perspective too when we're older too. Again, that some days people have a bad day.
Absolutely, and you just go, okay,
yeah.
I can't tell you how many
from
times
you.
I have met a new person and I get a weird vibe, and I'm really good with vibes with
you
people.
Are.
Okay,
I'll test that.
I'll get a weird vibe from someone, and then I don't know, months later, whatever, I'll run into somebody else who I know is closer with them, and I'll let them know. I'll go, when I was around them, I got this really weird vibe.
Right.
We were at the blah blah blah, and generally that person will go, oh yeah, well they just wrecked their car that day, or something that I had no idea. I'd never met them
exactly.
before.
Again,
and I go, okay, that explains it. I didn't harbor ill will against them or anything the whole time, but now I know.
In the last 2 years, I've dealt with a lot of personal stuff. Dealing with a partner whose health wasn't in the best thing, and we're in a much better spot now. But it took a lot of fucking work to get there.
Yeah.
I don't regret anything I've done to make sure he got there.
No, absolutely.
Was I
not.
always the most pleasant person to be fucking around? No.
Absolutely
I
not.
wasn't. And I can take that. She can say that. You know, some people, if you were to say that and agree with it, be like, I can't believe you said that, Lily. Like, no, fuck no, I wasn't. Fuck.
Totally. But like, I literally was like,
yeah,
he's in a place.
Yeah, I mean, again, and that was my thing. I don't regret any. Again, I had employees I fired this year because in my bar at home, it happens. And I don't regret that. They were doing what I needed them to be done. And my perspective on that was, I'm like, if you're making me have to work harder on shit, I don't hire you to make my job harder.
Right.
Then you're not going to work out. I've gotten better about not exploding about it. I've gotten better like,
well, I can talk about this.
Or no, not even that great. This isn't working out.
Yeah.
And if we continue, then it will get to that. So I avoid that. Again, does that mean I don't have my moments of, I've had that even with people in the burlesque community, even recently, even locally here. And it's like, hey, but then you drop it. And go, hey, you pissed me off. I pissed you off. We move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Have we ever pissed each other off?
Yes.
Do I love you?
Absolutely.
Do you love me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we move on? We're like, all right, yeah.
Yep.
And again, and we could be on, and we're on the phone for hours at a time. She's a chatter, I'm a chatter.
Yeah.
Even like I said, even though the stuff, I'm gonna hit the elephant in the room. Right now with GLCC and all this, there's been a lot of turmoil and trauma, and people feel tribal, like they got to take a side. I had the guests on earlier, Bones and Gabby. It's been very controversial to move and whatnot. We're both part of the original generation of GLCC. You've been my mentors that started, not in GLCC, but here in Vegas, but you were a mentor in that became Protege. Mm-hmm. I kind of followed that kind of footsteps. Stage manager and all that. I've been was a mentor under the original creator of GLCC, Gabriella Mays. I love the winner. I don't always see eye to eye with her either. I love her. Yeah. I love her.
Me too.
Sometimes I'm like, bitch, you're crazy. I love you. And I say it to her. We have those kind of candid conversations, as I know you do with her.
Absolutely.
Girl, Gabby, you fucking crazy bitch. I love you. I love you. But god damn it. But then we're like, okay, we move on.
See, my perspective is usually like, and this is with anybody.
Absolutely.
Especially anybody I care about, is as hot-headed as I can get when I get passionate about it. It's usually because I'm passionate about something.
Me too. Or our feelings get
and
hurt.
I'm very sensitive, which people don't realize because I have this whole
me
outside.
too. But we get our feelings. We're allowed to get our feelings hurt and verbalize. My feelings are hurt.
But when I'm talking with like Gabriella, good friend, any other good friend,
She's
but
a legend.
I'm saying like I freaking love her.
For me, it was an honor to be chosen by her.
Actually, absolutely. And actually, all the legends that I'm close with, which is a number of them, I'm like this with all of them, where I'm just like...
And that's going to take me to our next thing when you're talking about that.
Okay, well, you know what? I know you're really upset, but maybe it was really just this.
Right.
And it's just a way of like... You know, just like getting somebody out of the intensity of being upset. And people do that to me.
Absolutely.
One of the best people is Molly Boom Boom. Well, you know what? And Ivy Fairy. You know what?
Ivy Fairy, love her.
Well, maybe we could just look at it this way. And usually I'm in a mood and I'm like, I ain't looking at it any other way.
No, no, I've never experienced that with you ever.
But like, that's the thing, exactly. But that's the thing, and that's, you know, of course, and this is the thing I love about Gabriella Mays. Her and I are so much alike. That's what's hilarious. Is literally so much alike. And we've talked about this, where we're just like, no, I want to be mad right now.
Right.
And then like 10 minutes later, we're like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. You mean like human beings?
Yeah.
And I wanted to touch that. I'm going to go a little bit longer too with Lily, about 5 more minutes on that. And I wanted to touch that because you have a perspective with our burlesque legends that a lot of the burlesque community doesn't have. And I wanted to touch that because, again, you had a very close relationship with Gabriella, with Marinka. You helped get her book out and helped her finish writing it and whatnot. And I think a lot of the burlesque community, when they refer to the legends and the legends and this and that, and I was so close, and
we've had this celebrity kind of thing.
And that's a wonderful thing, and I love that
absolutely.
for them. I love that. But we do know them as human beings sometimes, or even some of we book some in different places, and some are kinds of pains in the asses, and like not
Like we all are.
Like we all are. That's
We're all
my point,
human.
because they're human beings as well,
Absolutely.
and that's the point. They're human beings. I've even had heated conversations with legends. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, but. I do love about some of these broads, because they're these great old broads, some of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and not all broads. I mean, we recently lost Bick Carroll this last year, and Bick was a bit to deal with sometimes. And I roomed with him. I love Bick, and I love Marinka. You dealt with Marinka. Was Marinka always pleasant to deal with?
Nope.
Why? Because she's a human being.
Yep.
I'm great friends with Tiffany Carter. I love Tiffany. I do. But I'm like. Sometimes it's a little extra maintenance just because they're human beings.
Absolutely.
They're old strippers.
Yeah.
And
Well, the reason that you want to say extra maintenance is not because they're like anything super different.
No, they're like us.
But it's because of their status.
Yes.
And we want to
And
respect that.
And we do.
And as
we love
opposed to
them.
like regular people
Right.
that don't have that status. But
we don't pedestalize them in the way that people do.
No, but we still know that that's who they are.
Absolutely.
So it just makes it a little different in how you feel about everything. And like I'll say this, like there's times where I'll be like in front of the younger girls, and I'll be like, you guys, I know you think I'm the worst person in the world because everybody's idolizing.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, but
Oh my
there's
gosh.
also an age difference
And I love
for
them.
me. Where these legends are like literally either younger than my own mother or around my mother's age. And I was
Me
like,
too.
and when my mom's being a pain in the ass,
You tell her.
I friggin' tell her.
And we
I was
do
like,
that.
so if my own mother doesn't get a pass, and neither do the legends.
That's right. And again, and it doesn't mean we're being disrespectful. I respect
but they
them.
tell me too. They'll be like, Lily.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a friendship.
I've had conversations with someone. I'm like, I've cussed up a storm, and they cuss right back at me. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. God damn.
It's a friendship. It's
Yeah,
totally
it
a
is.
friendship.
And
I
you
adore
cuss it
them
with your
all.
friends, and you get pissy and whatnot because you're friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I adore them all. I do. I have utmost respect. Some of the first people I ever took class with before I was pissed on holiday at that Las Vegas Burlesque Festival was Tiffany Carter.
Yep.
Amazing chair class.
Yep.
Amazing. And again, I think a lot of people. I was talking earlier with Craig or a couple of people that, or even with Kane and them, that the last ism that seems to be acceptable, and especially in this society of people like, oh my God, this ism, you can't do that. But ageism seems to be accepted for some reason.
Yeah,
and
nobody
they don't even
nobody
realize
gives
they're
a shit about
talking
that.
about when they're even talking about the fucking legends. So again, I mean that with respect, that they treat them like old people. They treat them like, oh my God, but I love them. But do they ever go to their classes and think, I can know they love their stories and they say the right things, but they like, some of my best classes. Bick Carroll could teach a class that, as a dancer, I was fucking sore afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tiffany Carter's chair class. I've never taken the panel thing. It's not my thing.
Yeah, no,
But
that makes
her
sense.
chair
But
class was
class,
awesome.
Yeah.
And the different classes I've taken from legends and whatnot will rival any burlesque performer young right now that thinks they're giving a movement. And when Trina Parks' fucking dance class, oh my God, kicks ass.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I took Molly Boom Boom, and I took it a couple years ago at GLCC. But it's one of those things of... not Molly Boom Boom. It was Molly Boom Boom, yes.
It was Molly Boom Boom.
It was Molly Boom Boom.
No,
And bitch the year, and I mean bitching them, fucking got awards and fucking performed last year pregnant, and she's just kicks ass.
Yeah.
I love her. I
Love
adore
her.
her. I adore her.
Yep. I knew her before she was Molly Boom Boom, too.
Did you really?
Why? Because she came to my class.
What? Well, there you have it.
The same as Pistol Holiday.
There we go. There you have it. Lily has also been a choreographer for Burlesque Hall of Fame. I got to do one of your numbers, the Mickey one. That was great. And
I love that.
And you got so many great things. And we're talking about the plus and minuses in Las Vegas. And, I think here in Vegas, I think people don't realize we have some of the most world-class performers in burlesque, some of the most world-class MCs, which include like Blanche Debris, Corvette now, Tana the Tattooed Lady. And again, always go to shows, always take class. I think you and I came from that same perspective. I was like, go to class.
Yeah.
You learn.
Absolutely.
Even if you think you're not going to learn something, you will learn. If you have... Invest in your careers.
And if you've been at it a long time, there's still just like that one thing.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh, wait, who was it? Oh my gosh. when I took the tassel class, fire tassel class.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, and now I can't even remember what it was. Oh God, I'm the worst. I'm on the spot. It was
take one.
But it might come to me. But it was literally something
We're old, we can
about
forget
pasties that I had in 11 years, a million classes around a million different people doing a bunch of different shows with everybody talking about what they do for their pasties. And now that's the worst that I can't remember. But it was like, I was like, are you kidding me? It was like the simplest, most amazing thing in the world. She's talking about fire tassels, and I couldn't shut up about this one little tiny thing that she mentioned off the cuff.
I got to give you some perspective on that too. Recently, for me, working with the mentor, I've gotten to work with Lily Von Stipp. And also, most of our stuff, in the past few weeks, we've been able to go through performances and watch on video and critique. But honestly, her mentoring to me, she was very upfront, like, this is your number. You're going to do this. It's been in conversations. Her knowledge has been the best mentorship for me. And I think I'm a decently seasoned performer before burlesque and whatnot. But in burlesque, as a mentor, what she did for me was open my eyes in the burlesque world and things that, just in conversations, I was like, I didn't think of it from that perspective and approaching it that way. And because the knowledge she actually teaches the classes coming week I'm going to take too, that's just Ask Lily. Because she just knows shit. Yeah. And that's the thing. People just know shit. And you don't have to be there doing fucking double pirouettes and whatnot. No. We like it when we can. Yeah. We feel good when we can. And I can get my leg here and all that. But when you just have the right knowledge going, I need to think of it from there. Yeah. Fuck. And it makes a difference.
Years ago, oh my God, like about 8 years or so ago now when we had the Accidental Showgirls, I don't remember what I was doing, but Molly and Sugar, the original girls with me.
I haven't seen Sugar in such a long time.
They took her class like that, and they were like, it was phenomenal.
She just knows shit.
Phenomenal.
She's great. Yeah. Well, Lily, again, Lily and I could talk forever.
You could do a whole 8-hour
I'm
show.
Not forcing anything on anybody. Would you like to do a shot with me on the Take One for
Do
Chris
a half a shot, and I will sip it.
All right, we will do that. I'm going to do a half one.
Lily's not a big drinker.
I'm
or
not
a shot
either.
Person.
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I'm a shot person. I'm a fart. I can.
Me, I'm afraid it'll just come right the heck back out.
We have The Exorcist. There's an Exorcist coming on.
The Exorcist version of the Take One.
I wanted to again
Exorcist.
thank you so much for being a part of my original show here.
So
my first time.
Gave me more than you.
She noticed.
I know you've already had a few, but that's not.
I'm alright. But thank you again. I wouldn't have done my first show without you, and I want to extend that. I am so thankful that you were one of the first friends I made out here in Las Vegas. One of the first people before I was a Pistol Holiday, when I first worked in entertainment here in Vegas, that used to give me rides back to my hotel. Yep. We smoked cigarettes together. I haven't smoked in years.
I know,
but it's all right.
That's also what we were doing when we came up with the idea for our duet.
We were having cigarettes at the Sondheim show at the Onyx Theater.
Yep.
Again, I missed that little theater. Again, it was through the Herds, Katie and Troy Hurd at that time. It was a fun show.
Which now they have Majestic.
Yes, Majestic awesome. Theater. I've seen some really good stuff there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
and it's always a good time.
It always is. Cheers to everybody here. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here on Take One with Ronnie Lloyd Nanos. And till the next time we see you on this special occasion show, take one with me. Have a great time and go out there, entertain, and be awesome. Have a great day.